Hi guys, for day 9 of my 12 days of Christmas, we'll be working on these matte and glossy textured snowball nails. These are inspired by an ornament, which I'll show you at the end of the video. And if you'd like to see how I did this, just stay tuned. Starting out with clean, dry nails, you want to apply your base coat. I'm using Ready for Takeoff, which is a peel-off base, and you can use whichever you prefer. For my base color, I'm going to be using Zoya Purity, which is just a plain white cream. Next, I'm going to add my shimmer, and I'm going to be using Zoya Leia. This is pretty sheer, so you do definitely need a base color. I think if I weren't going for this, kind of snowball look, this would also look really awesome on top of black. You want to go ahead and let that dry, and I actually added a coat of Seche Vite just to speed things up. And now I'm going to use OPI's matte top coat because somehow I don't have Zoya's matte. Otherwise, I would use that because, as you guys know, I kind of like to, not all the time, but usually stick within the same brand. For the next step, I decided to use my Pink Shellac Ultra Shine. In my tests, even as fast as Seche Vite dries, it was still drying slow enough that the dots kind of flattened out as it dried, and I want them to be very, textured and kind of stay round. So I'm just putting out a little bit of that on a piece of paper. I'm not using my plastic lid because I don't want to get gel polish all over it. And with a large dotting tool, I'm going to start on my pinky and start applying some large dots. And, oops, when I did my spider webs around Halloween, I had a few people tell me about flash curing, which is sticking it under the lamp just a few seconds. So that's what I'm going to be doing after the large dots and after the small dots, so that the dots hopefully keep their shape. And then once I finish my whole hand, then I'll do the full 60-second cure. So now that I have the large dots on there, I'm going to go back in with a smaller dotting tool and just kind of fill in around. So here's the finished manicure, and I'm really unsure of how well any of this is going to come across on camera because it's really subtle. But overall, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I have a couple spots, like here on my ring finger, where despite the flash curing, some of my dots bled into each other and turned kind of into a lump. But overall, it turned out really well, and I think very close to my inspiration ornament, which you can see here. So this is kind of what got it the snowball name. It doesn't look as much like a snowball on my nails, but that's what I think of whenever I see this particular ornament. I'd love to hear what you guys think down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe so that you're notified for the last 3 days. I have one more kind of very Christmassy design in red, white, and green, and then 2 more less Christmassy designs that are inspired by ornaments. And I'm looking forward to those. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And as always, Thanks for watching.